Gretchen DeBacker, Matt Killam, and Kevin Mullen.
Welcome into the 419, powered by WGTE and presented by Witro Wealth Management. I'm Kevin Mullen.
Gretchen DeBacker.
Matt Killam.
It is the final day of season 1 of the 419, powered by WGTE.
And it's in honor of our country's 250th birthday.
That we are stepping aside.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think it's only appropriate and the most patriotic thing that we could do.
I hope we have time to make it to the fair.
It has,
like,
truly, it has been an absolute pleasure the last 6 months being with you guys and telling stories of incredible folks in our community, making Toledo better. It is, I think I've said this a few times on the show. I have loved the most that the feedback that I get in the community, what people are saying about the show is often the same reasons why we wanted to do the show, right? Mm-hmm. What they like about it is the same reasons why we started down this path. And for that reason, it makes me feel like we're onto something.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to, certainly excited to take a break for the summer.
Yes.
Retool a few things and get ready for season 2 this fall.
Yep. We've had 352-ish interviews in the last 6 months, which is truly remarkable that many people came into the studio in the very early morning hours to be on our show. We've been together for 130 hours, which is insane.
Yeah, everybody has said, how are you going to do this every day, right? And how are you going to, you're going to run out of people. I mean, we're 352 people in, and
we're good.
I still have folks that are like in my speed dial of like, I'm fighting to try to find a time to get them on and get them in. So there is no shortage of talented, passionate people in our community, and we've got a lot more stories to tell.
And speaking of talented and passionate people, we did also want to mention the people that never get to be on camera and that we abuse on a daily basis. And that's Angel, Nathan, Caleb, and Rich, who are the crew here, and then our producer, Shane, all of whom have just done a fabulous job, Marcus and Emily, in marketing. And then, of course, the current CEO of WGTE, Dale, has been a big supporter, and everyone here at GTE has just been great to us.
I was a fan of WGTE before we started the show. That's part of what I think all of our excitement of being here has been, that we believe in the mission. We love that it's here in our community. Having the chance to spend the last 6 months working side by side with the staff here, they are an incredibly talented group, and we are, not just our show, but our community is better for having their talent here in the community. It's been, I've got, producer in my ear that's appreciative of what we're saying. I know, Matt, you've got some nice things you'd like to say about Shane.
Yes. I just wrote down, I'll just read what he wrote. It is remarkable to work with somebody with this much vision.
Yeah.
Has a can-do spirit and the know-how to put on an exemplary 60-minute segment with people that have marginal talent.
I can't believe Shane wrote that out.
Yeah, I can't either. And it looks like he'll be getting our key fobs back immediately.
Right.
Yeah.
We're going to click those on the way out the door.
Yeah, no, I don't have any necessarily any more superlatives to layer on top, or certainly different ones, but it's been a long haul. We started out obviously with our own podcast, which was we can say unpolished is probably flattering.
Yes.
But everyone was very patient and worked through sort of our bumps, not that we're not a continual work in progress, but it has been no rain or shine, and literally and metaphorically, very nice to come here and step away from the trials and tribulations of everyday life or our day jobs. And it's been a bit of a hideaway, and I think the people in the public have enjoyed it. So that's no large part to the people you don't get to see, and I'm immensely grateful.
So our sincere thanks to Marcus and Eric and Emily and the marketing team, Dale, the interim CEO, Angel, Caleb, Nathan, Shane, Rich, for all of their passion on the show. It also goes without saying that programs like this don't happen without incredible supporters and underwriters, and we have the best crew we could ever have, and we're so excited to continue working with them in telling stories across Northwest Ohio. Witro Wealth Management, Tim, Wes, Cherie, the entire team there at Witro has been an incredible partner of ours from day one. WorkSpring, Megan, and all of the folks from WorkSpring that have been a part of telling stories of wellness. Tarta, sponsoring our Toledo.com community calendar. Toledo Refining Company, Destination Toledo, and the Community Foundation, helping us bring in community leaders that are making a difference all across Northwest Ohio. Thank you. On behalf of us, the crew, the mission here at WGTE, thanks to each and every one of you for being a part of this. It's our final show, but we are not taking our foot off the accelerator. We have a jam-packed program for you. We've got Lexi Staples is going to join us. Juan Duarte is going to join us. And we got a mystery guest.
Yes, a mystery to all of us.
Who is, Matt, you've got a clue in front of you. Give us clue number one of who our mystery guest will be.
All right. He is a doctor from South Toledo.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to break.
All right.
Do you know who it is?
No.
Wouldn't it be amazing?
I've seen plenty of doctors. And plenty in South Toledo.
Sure. Easy with the brag.
Okay. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll be joined by Juan Duarte. It's the 419, powered by WGTE.
Support for the 419 comes from Witro Wealth Management, where we understand that your financial path is personal. Advisory services are offered through Capital Investment Advisory Services, LLC. Securities offered through Capital Investment Group, Inc. Member FINRA and SIPC. More information at witroadvisors.com.
The 419, powered by WGTE, is made possible in part by supporters like you. Thank you.
Welcome back into the 419, powered by WGTE. We're joined now by Juan Duarte with Soul Path Ohio.
That's right.
Juan, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
What is Soul Path Ohio?
So, mission statement, Soul Path Ohio is here to create spaces of recovery, community, and purpose. And the whole point of that is to help people heal, rebuild their lives, and rediscover who they were always meant to be. The whole point behind Soul Path is for us to connect with individuals, like just to build relationships. We believe that relationships are what really matters the most. So it's all about that.
What distinguishes Soul Path, or what do you hope distinguishes them? And is there still the need that we saw a decade ago? What are we seeing about the general sort of environment or need for recovery services in our community?
Yeah, that's a big question because there's a lot of changes that are happening currently. The landscape of treatment services is going through a big overhaul right now. For us as an NPO, it's not necessarily about the treatment services as much as it is about having an open space for individuals to come whenever they need to. With traditional treatment, when you're going there and you're going through groups, you know, you have a process and usually a timeline somewhere along there where you're no longer at the facility. For Soul Path, you can come, you can go when you need. Life happens, people have kids, you know, so we want to make sure that we're staying consistent and available and accessible for individuals to just come to.
When we're talking about recovery, I mean, is there a specific, or are we talking about a drug addiction, alcohol addiction?
Man, that's a good one. I think that every human on the planet can say that in some way, shape, or form we're addicted to something or have been. So it initially started with drugs and alcohol, but the truth is I feel like a lot of people are lacking connection and community everywhere. I feel like the source of a lot of maladjustments that we go through are from just not being connected and experiencing healthy human connection. So
you have that. You could have that lack of connection at any point in your life, but it seems to be particularly an acute problem if you're trying to be sober, because so many people relate going out, even just to dinner, with having a drink or, you know, something along those lines, or being in environments where those things are readily available. And I believe that most people in recovery can't be in those spaces. And so is that part of what your organization does, is to sort of to provide opportunities where it's a safe space?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what kinds of things do you guys do and why?
So that is absolutely the whole point. You know, we're really looking to create spaces. where people can rebuild their lives and rediscover who they are. Authenticity is huge for us. Some of the things that we offer is the Lion's Den, which is a men's development group, and Rooted, which is a women's development group. And then we have Affinity, which is a co-ed group for men and women. And then we have a closed cohort that's called Life on the Rise. And Life on the Rise is a 3-month. Once you sign up, it's those people, and it's an intensive to go through a lot of things, the barriers that prevent people from healing or figuring out who they really are, the mask that we put on. Those are a few of the spaces that we have, but we also have the Friday Night Fire, which is recovery. I say recovery, a lot of people from addiction, substance use show up there, but that's not it. We typically have around 150 people every Friday that gather.
And what is that? They gather to do what?
So it's like a support group meeting. We typically generate a topic. Usually I'll do it on the fly, and if it's 30 seconds before, I'm like, hey, you ready to moderate this meeting?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, and I'm like, well, that's good for
how
you
you're gonna
because
do it
that's what we're
anyway.
doing, right?
Right.
Getting uncomfortable and just learning how to be. And the community is so good that they just accept people. So it's really about uplifting people and just encouraging people to get uncomfortable or get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
And it's literally at a bonfire, right?
Yeah, we have a big fire at Garden Community Church. They've been so good to us.
Yeah. People rarely pick this as a calling just at random. So my guess is that you either have a relationship to this journey yourself or a loved one does. If you don't mind sharing a little bit of your story that brought you to this.
Yeah, so it's both. My uncles were both alcoholics and drug addicts. Many other people in my family were alcoholics, and I myself, from the age of 18 to 32 years old, was addicted to drugs and alcohol. I'm 42 now, so just celebrated 10 years in February.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Thank you guys. Thanks. It's been a beautiful process. And you're right, I'm thankful that it happened. This is who I was born to be. I love human beings. I love helping people find out who they are and just live full. And I'm not sure if I didn't experience that kind of destitution and that kind of desperation, if I would have had the same kind of compassion or empathy I do now.
I know you from working together before, but you are uniquely qualified with your enthusiasm and your support for individuals going through this process to nurture them and to, sort of get them going in the right direction. But can you tell our audience a little bit about what some of those things, even if they don't have criminal involvement, criminal cases, criminal justice system involved in their addiction, when they decide to be sober, there's so much they have to rebuild. What are some of those things that have to be done after being in an addiction space?
It really is an overhaul of your whole life, typically. Not everybody's that way, but most people have to rebuild all of their circumstantial health. I mean, their driver's license, getting a new birth certificate, Social Security, all those basic things, figuring out how to pay bills, how to get their kids back. They lose custody of their kids. I did. Really, it's everything there, but I think the most important thing is figuring out who we are again. That's really where it starts, is accepting, loving, and stepping into who I am and building a life around that.
I'm in recovery myself. It is one thing to get sober or whatever the way of describing it is, but it's another thing to decide to do that and also help others. There is a part of a traditional 12-step program that certainly includes that, but you don't have to carry the torch as you have decided to do. So was there an aha moment, or you described it just moments ago as sort of finding yourself? Was there an epiphany that, my vocation, my calling is to make sure that I am spreading this to others or helping others? Is there a singular moment that you remember thinking that, or it's been a bit of a building up to this?
It's a good question. I look back after I got sober, I started reflecting, on who I am and what I'm supposed to do here. I've known since I've been about 4 or 5 years old, I'm here to help people. I just love it. I love it. I've always loved it. But there was, I was super fortunate at the time to be around a group of people that really, really was just all about helping people. And I had a hard time finding purpose in regular everyday life, the picket fence and, a job, regular traditional job. It didn't sit well with me, and I tried my whole life to fit in that container. And so when I saw other people that were creating a life that was about helping people, I was like, I don't know how to do that over there, but I know how to do this.
Sure.
So it happened for me on day one. Literally, I had one of those aha moments, day one, on February 16th of 2016, 2 days before I got sober. And I said, I'm supposed to help people.
Yeah.
And I never stopped.
Talking about the community, right? I mean, what is it? There are, as Gretchen mentioned, you know, a number of options for folks to get treatment. I feel like I'm seeing growth and development and new facilities that are opening, which doesn't happen without there being a need in the community. Yeah. What is it about Toledo that has that makes this a challenge, that makes this a choice that chooses people or they choose?
Yeah, if I'm understanding correctly, I don't think it's just Toledo. It's everywhere. Sure. We just so happen to be positioned on the I-75 corridor with the turnpike there as well. So, you know, that's one of the big things. We're a highway for substances and a lot of other things to happen. And I can't answer why Toledo necessarily is in need of this more than any other community. I don't necessarily believe that. I think that every community struggles with this, whether you can see it or not. But Toledo in particular, we are lucky because we have so many people that are passionate about all of this. So.
Talk to me about the energy that it takes to do this, right? I mean, there is somebody who is in recovery, and I mean, you're an addict or an alcoholic your entire life. You don't hang it up. We do Wellness Wednesdays here, but it's pretty common conversation to talk about boundaries. You know, you are at risk for your sobriety by being constantly around people working through sobriety. The upside of that is it's communal, right? But the downside is that it's triggering, right? A lot of AA groups and community groups can get together and just tell old war stories, right? And there's actually not any substantive healing in that process. So talk to me about the institution you run, but your sobriety path also has to be outside of that as well. How do you make sure that those channels are separated, but you're still being your authentic self, which I have no doubt that you are, sir. Don't get me wrong, but you were at risk at some degree doing this, and it has to be. Now you're putting energy into both of these buckets, and getting your energy bucket depleted on one end puts you at risk. So talk to me a bit about the safeguards that you've had to think through to put yourself in a prime position, not only to help others, but to put your oxygen mask on as well.
Yeah, I love that, man. I'm a delusional optimist.
Sure.
I am delusionally optimistic, truly. And I also have put everything I have into faith. Yeah. My spiritual health, right?
Sure.
And, you know, so my relationship to my higher power, to God, you know, I really concede to that.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like I'm at risk because I feel protected all the time.
Yeah, I love it.
That's not what I believe, it's what I know.
Sure.
And I also, you know, was raised up in a 12-step program that says that I can recover. I can become recovered. You know, I'm not fighting drugs or alcohol right now, you know, because I give myself to this on a daily basis. I have a daily reprieve, 24 hours at a time.
Good for you.
And that's what I do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I show up around people just authentic. I'm not here trying to save anybody. I'm just here trying to build relationships.
Yeah.
There's so much conversation around marijuana, the use of marijuana in the state, that it's a legal substance. Alcohol is also a legal substance. But many people have the belief that marijuana is not harmful, it's not addictive, it's no problem to use it. What is your personal opinion on that, which I truly don't know the answer to? And what are you seeing in terms of that when it comes to being in the recovery world?
Yeah. I believe there's medicine in everything. From relationships, there's all these things are medicine to some degree. Whether they're helping people, more people, or hurting more people is up for debate. Sure. I have an allergy. That's what I can tell you is my experience. I have an allergy to narcotics and substances. And I believe that there's a lot of other people just like me. And it's a slippery slope for individuals that have the same thing that I have.
Sure.
You know, once I start, I can't stop. I know that. And that's what we find out. A lot of people say they keep messing
Same.
around and finding out, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And so it's not something that I personally feel like is going to benefit the greater community of people in recovery. I think it's dangerous.
Talk to me about family. Inevitably, you had folks in your life that wanted your sobriety for many years more than you did. What are, if folks are watching this and there's somebody in their life that they love and care about, that they want to help nudge toward this path, what's the right way to do that?
Man, yes, families oftentimes want it more than we want it ourselves.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Or they see things you don't see.
Yeah, absolutely, and they experience a pain that we're numbing, For families, I really believe that the best thing that you can do is put your loved one in the position to be around other people in recovery, to set up boundaries and to let them find the people that are going to help them, which are other people that understand what they're going through. And I think that family members should find other family members that are experiencing it too, to establish boundaries and right thinking. We become very delusional, as people in recovery and family members, It hurts to say, hey, I'm not going to take my kid back in. And I've been doing it for 10 years while they're stealing from me. That's my story.
Sure.
So I think that the best thing that a family member can do is find another family member potentially, or somebody in recovery, to try to help them in their
That's
loved
kind
one.
of the whole tough love thing that you're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, if someone that's in the throes of addiction has a soft place to land, they're going to keep landing there.
Yeah.
Right? And so a family member being able to put an end to that potentially could help push them in the right direction.
Well, then
Absolutely.
what you talked about with delusional optimism, right? I mean, that is, both a wonderful gift in the space you're in now, but I imagine would also be challenging in the throes of addiction, that you're saying, hey, I'm going to be okay, right?
Yeah.
Like, no, everything will be fine. This is going to work out for me. If people want more information on Soul Path Ohio, where can they find it?
So our website is soulpathcommunity.org. Our socials on Facebook is Soul Path Community. They can look us up there. That's the best way to find us. Instagram's the same thing, Soul Path Community. And you can find us there is the best way.
Juan, congratulations on your sobriety. Thank you for sharing
Thank
your
you for
story
being here.
and doing this work, and
Absolutely.
best of luck to you.
Thank you, guys.
All right, we're gonna take a break. When we come back, we'll be joined with Lexi Staples, but first it's time for another clue as to who our third segment special guest is going to be. Matt, what do we got?
So he's a doctor from South Toledo.
Yep.
He is a 20 under 40 Toledo leadership recipient.
Well,
Okay.
that doesn't narrow
Interesting.
it down.
Well,
That gets me no closer to an answer.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see.
All right, we're gonna take a break. We'll be right back on the 419.
Introducing The Local Thread, a community news series uniting voices and storytellers from across the region. In partnership with La Prensa, the Toledo Free Press, the Sojourner's Truth, and Toledo Public Schools, The Local Thread brings you stories and conversations that connect our community. Hear it weeknights at 7 on FM 91 with early access on podcast platforms each morning. The Local Thread, only on WGTE.
Welcome back into the 419, powered by WGTE. We're joined now by our good friend, Lexi Heyman Staples. Lexi, welcome to the program.
Thanks for being here.
thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Yeah, good to
Matt is also
see you
happy
all.
that you're here.
Matt, are you with us?
All right, I want to take off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good seeing you.
You were
For the
such a dear
last
friend.
show.
You're doing
Look at my mug, you guys.
Yeah, look at my mug.
so good.
Look at your mugs on my mug.
Are you aware this is our last show?
No,
It's not just because you're
ever.
on it.
of all
No.
time.
Yeah, you're ruining the show.
That's right.
It was great until you got here.
It's
If the
amazing the
Of
way
the
I do it.
season.
If the Make-A-Wish Foundation comes through, it will be our last.
You've been incredibly busy already this summer. You've got so much going on.
Sure.
Let's start talk to me about let's talk Pride first, and then we'll get into Collingwood Arts Center.
Sure.
Nationally, Pride Month is June.
Finally over. Finally
Yeah.
over.
Finally.
God,
So
what
tired
a
of being prideful.
big long month of rainbows.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wear black for the
Yeah.
whole month of July now.
I can only have so much refracted light.
I know we had you on the podcast.
Same.
We had you on the podcast and talked about that Toledo celebrates Pride at a different time,
Yeah.
intentionally. Talk to me about that.
So when Pride started in Toledo, which is 17 years ago this year, which is
that?
crazy.
I bet.
Yeah. So 2010, there was just nothing like Pride going on in the area. So we all drove to, Cleveland. We all went to Columbus as one of the biggest prides in the United States, if not the biggest pride. I don't know if there's anything bigger. They're like 300,000. They're like,
Oh my gosh.
Columbus Pride is like huge. But yeah, everybody goes to Chicago. Everybody went everywhere, and we didn't have anything substantial, anything around here. And we have so many popping up. Fremont Pride just happened last weekend. Sandusky, it looks like, has a pride now. Everyone's doing these prides, which I think is really, really awesome.
Lexi, which month is more gay, June or August?
For me,
Just in general.
June is more gay.
Well, August is my birthday, so I would prefer you to.
Well, August in Toledo is
Thank
more
you.
gay.
Yes,
So you're in the right city to be.
Yeah.
But the
I'm gonna
reason
stop that
the
sentence
reason
right
you
there.
decided to put the Pride event in Toledo in August is because you were initially traveling to these other cities to try to figure out how to get it done, right?
Well, we just wanted density of people.
Right.
Yeah.
And most LGBT folk left Toledo to go celebrate
the other
Pride
places, right.
before we had ours. So the first year we did it at, it was called the Toledo Event Center, I think at the time, but it was Erie Street Market indoors. We did it inside because I was like, man, if the first year gets rained out. So we had a planning committee with a bunch of my friends and my lovely wife and some people from Equality Toledo, and we put it together and we're like, we're gonna do it inside so that we
Rain or
can't get
shine.
rained out.
Yeah.
Like let's go. And we thought we'd have 1,000 people. We had 2,500.
Wow.
So the need was clearly there, and yeah,
To see where it's come
Yep.
yeah,
over the
we were like
last
5,000 the next year, and
That's amazing.
we just ran some numbers. We think we were over 30 last year for the weekend is how we kind of.
Sure.
But if you look at, if anyone looks at the parade, pictures of the parade, you're like,
There's so many people.
how are these people still coming?
Yeah.
Like
So
it
let's give
sort
the-
of never
let's
ends. It's wonderful.
Give the highlights, the dates, times, and big things.
So August, obviously,
Uh-huh.
and that is going to be. I want to say the Friday is 14, but it's the Friday, Saturday of that weekend. Friday will be our kickoff party. Usually starts around 5 p.m. We'll get there a little bit early because that's our 5K, and I think we're going to use the new Riverwalk to make that happen. We work with Fleet Feet on that, and we call it a night glow, but it never gets dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we try our best.
gotta start real
we
late
make
for
it
that.
very glowy.
Yeah.
Yes.
9:30.
But then Saturday is our whole day affair. Parade kicks off at noon because,
It's noon.
don't make us do 10 a.m. parades.
No.
So that's really great.
That's on Adams Street?
It is on Adams Street. We're
Okay.
trying to rework the route so we have less walking for people to get back to their cars. That's been a complaint.
It's only been a complaint for 10 years, so I wouldn't worry about
exactly. We're ready
The idea
to,
that Toledo's are complaining about walking.
Yeah.
What a
Why
yeah.
can't this be a loop?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really hard to loop downtown.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
So we're working on that, and then Sunday we have that brunch, and we just we of Pride all kind of delinquent for the day, and Adams Street kind of carries us, and just they're like, we'll have croissants.
Actually,
over here."
how do you?
There's no croissants.
There's
I
no
don't think.
croissants.
17 years, and I mean, you back-to-back guests with an exceptional amount of energy. But how do you keep up the passion for this? I mean, some of that is just wired into you molecularly. I understand that, but it is taxing, and you're having to make a loop parade route so people can walk less and things like that. I mean, you have a good spirit, but that does. It's got to be kind of a drag, but
Yeah.
you're never like that.
And not overly dissimilar to one of the questions you had asked Juan. I mean, the reality is the reason why Pride festivals exist is because you're literally paving space for the LGBTQ plus community in our community.
Sure.
You could be doing that for yourself and not paving a way for everybody
Yeah,
else.
but it wasn't
great
done
point.
for me. And so I think for me, I went to high school in Bedford. I grew up in Toledo. I mean, as a young kid, I was in Toledo. We moved to Bedford, and that space didn't feel as welcoming as Toledo. So when I was able to come home, as it feels, it was really great. But it's like there still didn't feel like there was a safe place for like queer people, queer youth, and I mean, probably like the thing that's most impactful. And I don't know these kids, and they didn't know me, but just using myself as a human barricade up at Summit, trying to get people to not go down an area I don't want them to go, right? And these two kids, a probably 16, 17-year-old, just walked by, a couple of boys holding hands, and it's like,
Yeah.
that's why, you
Yes.
know, like that's why, so
Yeah.
that so that you can feel, so that people can feel comfortable and not feel like this is an individual experience, you know, like
That's a beautiful
I'm
story.
married, dude. I have kids.
Right, exactly.
Me in high school, I wouldn't.
Never.
It couldn't even conceive of it.
How does it translate, like into like
we don't
every
have a
other
different
day,
language.
every day other than the parade? When you see neighbors out there, when you see someone from work that like shows up, and you're like, oh, like how does it make people in the community feel to have
Sure,
allyship or to see just the support?
I think the sheer amount of people that want to come celebrate just the community is awesome, and I think it's kind of, I mean, it's not dissimilar to the sobriety community. We all know somebody
Yeah.
who is connected to LGBTQ.
And if you don't, what are
Right.
you doing with your life?
Right, and
Right?
and I mean, well, 15
come
years
on.
ago, people would say, well, I don't really like gay people, but you know, I like you or whatever. Like people did feel like back in the day that they hadn't met anybody, and so
Like you're one of the good ones.
yeah, exactly, and I am.
Do you feel,
but-
well, yeah, your words. Let me ask you, though, do you feel the amount of pressure to make sure that you aren't the poster person for this community?
100%.
I bet. You are a human being, right, despite all evidence to the contrary.
Yeah.
But, and, people...
Testing has been done.
People come...
Yeah.
Do people come to you or hold you up as this sort of iconic figure? These are my words. You're a very humble person, but there's a pressure to that too. I would think that would be almost exhausting. Like you didn't sign up for that. You signed up to be giving people a place, to your words, giving people a place to feel welcome and to gather.
Yeah.
But there is a pressure to being the person who started this or a figurehead for this community. How do you balance those things?
Sure. I mean, I think for me, most of the time when we have asks for anything that would be like an interview, not this setting, obviously I want to come hang out with you guys, but I try to have somebody else do that kind of stuff. I try to like put more people in the media that aren't my face, because
Yeah.
the fact of the matter is some people aren't going to listen to what I have to say just because of how I look. That's fine. If I can put somebody in front of a camera that looks more like somebody that somebody would relate to,
Sure.
or that could be my niece, that could be my, you know, my nephew or whatever, then they're not immediately turned off the moment they see me or hear me or whatever. So but yeah, I mean, I think it's awesome and it's really, really fun, and
Yeah.
I don't know, it's worth it.
Yeah.
We've got about 4 minutes
Let's
left
go,
with
yeah.
you. I don't want to.
We'd like you to leave early.
That's right.
It's been really good.
We want these 4 minutes back. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I don't want to end this without talking about Collingwood Arts Center.
Yes.
I love the Collingwood Arts Center, you guys.
Have you been?
I went once,
Yeah,
and
thought.
there was
And
a
then
weird
never
show
left.
with puppets.
Yeah.
I don't know what it
How
was
dare you.
about.
Trekkie
No
monster.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like I've been at Collingwood for just 12 years now.
Just.
Like it just happened, you know.
Now
like-
you also, I think, recently got the announcement of some funding for Collingwood that I
We
know you want to talk about, and
did.
then tell us about what's going on for kids and families this summer at Collingwood.
So much stuff is always happening.
Yes.
I mean, the circus does most of the things in the building. The circuit, like, go do Bird's Eye View circus stuff. They're great. But as far as Collingwood, we always have something going on. Our self-guided tours are opened every Saturday, 11 to 2, which gives you a chance to walk around this creepy old building. We're about 90,000 square feet. And we also have a little artist shop called The Weird Store open during that time. Not just art, also some weird stuff. If you need an aggressively large, non-working toothbrush,
I didn't know where you were going with that, but
you could get that.
yeah.
So, so at
That is
any
not
rate,
working.
yeah. But yeah, there's a ton of active artists. We have over 100 artists, and
That's the most
awesome.
magical
Yeah,
thing about that,
it's amazing.
that building.
It's so
Is you
weird.
can walk down a hallway and hear drums and a guitar and hear like the
Screaming.
scratches people paint.
Yeah, you just
ghosts.
You have no idea what people are up to in the
No,
building. Well, my
in
favorite thing one
sincerity.
day was
No, it is.
I was at Collingwood, and we don't let people modify their studios, like, because the modifications people come with up are wild, right? So one day I'm downstairs and I'm mad because I hear a drill, and I'm like, I gotta go up there, and then I hear pounding, and I was like, ooh. So I go upstairs, and the drill is a drone flying down the hallway, and the hammer is a dude tap dancing, and he's shooting a video promoting a upcoming show.
Yeah.
No, a construction show.
Yeah. Yes.
Of course.
Yeah.
So
Like
it
my
was,
dad-
I was just like,
Obvious.
I
all
tap
the
dance
time
on
we just say,
almost
oh,
all
Colin.
of my construction
Yeah.
sets.
Colin would.
I mean, this program airs outside of Toledo, and so folks in
Come to-
Toledo
come to
likely
Convoy
have
Arts Center.
heard of Convoy Arts Center.
Yeah.
But if folks haven't, I mean, give me a
Okay,
brief
we're-
description of what it is and where it is.
Yeah. We're in the old west end of Toledo, Ohio. We are an old nunnery and convent turned into an art center in '85. We are 3 kind of interconnected buildings. One is a mansion that the nuns purchased, lived in, shaved the back off, and built a building on the back of. They intended to knock it over. They didn't, so we have a mansion on the front, or we are on the back. It's very interesting and very cool. We have 3 theaters, a lot of visual art, a lot of theater, and
And a lot of resident artists.
a ton of photography. Only two residents, but a lot of rental spaces.
And speaking of theaters, there's a new, we've talked on the show before about how much we loved Avenue Q, put on by
Yeah,
Stone
yeah, yeah.
Productions. Stone Productions has a new performance coming up in
Yep.
August of Jagged Little Pill, which I've never seen, so I'm excited to
and
go.
it's a this
What's
is
the
like
premise of Jagged Little Pill?
I haven't heard of it.
It's the music.
Alanis Morissette.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Alanis Morissette musical.
It's a musical, but what's the?
I thought you were being hilarious.
No,
I think it's
not ever.
Yeah, it's Alanis Morissette's music set to a musical. And you should come watch it and learn all those things about it. Wouldn't that be fun?
That's a good. Yeah,
would be
absolutely.
ironic.
That's a good hug. Oh, look at you saving it for the last show. How about it?
Finally
You show
coming in
up.
hot.
You show
Hey,
up
and by the way,
early.
raising the roof. What a topical and hip thing to do. Yeah, still got it.
2026.
Yeah, exactly.
If
Yeah.
people want more information on
Go to our
Convoy Arts
website.
Center,
Oh, and follow us on Facebook. Come on.
Come on now.
what's if you're going to do one thing this summer? Somebody's going to do one thing. This is the final show. We're leaving people with the one thing they have to do this summer.
Per Lexi Heyman Staples, what should they
Come
do?
to Pride. What do you mean?
Hell yeah.
Okay, the
Come to
parade.
Pride. Well, see, the parade is great, but then stop down and say hi to me after the parade.
Okay.
Don't just go to the parade and then skedaddle back to your car. Come say hello.
And
then
what should
I'll
someone
be
wear to the parade briefly?
obtuse.
Best outfit, what should you wear?
Something not that hot.
Okay.
It's
impossible for me.
And bring a poncho in your pocket
Yeah.
because
Oh.
You never know.
we don't talk about the weather.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm very
Yeah.
superstitious.
Well said.
What am I?
You're a little bit
Wow,
stitious.
Yeah, you're very
superstitious.
Yes.
super.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just a little stitious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a
nailed
little
it.
stitious.
Lexi Heyman Staples,
We love
thank
ya.
you.
Thank
We love
you.
you
Thanks
so
for having me.
much. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we have our mystery guest. Matt, what is clue number 3?
He is a doctor from South Toledo. He is a 20 under 40 Toledo leadership recipient. He has a family that has been on the show. He has family that's been on the show.
Tom Cole, obviously.
Oh, that would I get.
I don't think Tom's family's been on the show.
In my heart, they have.
Okay, that's fair. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll find out who our mystery guest is. It's the 419, powered by WGTE.
Support for the 419 comes from Witro Wealth Management, where we understand that your financial path is personal. Advisory services are offered through Capital Investment Advisory Services, LLC. Securities offered through Capital Investment Group, Inc. Member FINRA and SIPC. More information at WitroAdvisors.com.
Destination Toledo. Whether you're a local or a visitor, Destination Toledo invites you to explore the region and be a tourist in Toledo. Find events, dining, and things to do at visittoledo.org.
WorkSpring. HR issues and employee well-being go hand in hand. WorkSpring supports employers through compliance, training, and wellness because healthy workplaces don't happen by accidents. Learn more at workspring.org.
Toledo Refining Company, a subsidiary of PDF Energy. Toledo Refining Company is a supplier of fuels that keep our region moving. Located in Oregon, Ohio, the refinery processes crude oil into gasoline, diesel, jet fuel, and other petroleum products.
And Tarda, celebrating its 55th year of connecting Northwest Ohioans to their community. More information at tarda.com.
Welcome back into the 419, powered by WGTE. We've been talking about it all show. We've got a mystery guest that's joining us. Matt, remind us of what the clues are.
Yes. All right. He is a doctor from South Toledo. He is a 20 under 40 Toledo leadership recipient. He has family that has been on the show, which I think is probably the best clue.
It's only from 350 people.
We had a 1 out of 352 chance of
But
getting
he's also
this
to
right.
my right.
Oh, okay, that's right. Please welcome the new president and CEO of WGTE, Dr. Adam Fineski.
Welcome.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yes,
Thank you.
congratulations.
Super honored, excited, and just ready for a new challenge, and just glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
You're a Bowser graduate?
I'm a Bowser
I was gonna
graduate.
say, so you're really just back to...
I'm back home.
Back to your roots
I
here,
literally grew up across the street, down the street.
How will you use your education and training as it relates to children to dealing with the crew
Shame.
here at WGTE?
yeah, believe me, I've got some strategies up
I
my
bet
sleeve
you
for
do.
you guys.
I
Right?
imagine.
Yeah.
We'll be
Lots of years of-
instituting recess
Yeah, I was
and
gonna say.
detention.
And
Snack time.
Time in a corner.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
That's right.
Agreed.
All right, so folks will
Yeah.
know you, Adam, from you got an incredibly successful career in education with Sylvania Schools, most recently as the superintendent at Ottawa Hills. Talk to me about why public media.
Yeah, so I have this would have been my 27th year in public education, so a
Wow.
long time.
You're kidding me.
Congratulations on that, my God.
Thanks,
Yeah,
a long
no
time.
kidding.
Yeah.
Started as a third grade teacher in Sylvania, and then kind of worked my way up the ladder as an assistant principal, curriculum director, assistant superintendent in Sylvania. 19 years in Sylvania Schools, an amazing place. Then got the call from Ottawa Hills about 7 years ago, and got an opportunity to lead the #1 school district in the state of Ohio.
Yeah.
It's kind of once in a lifetime.
Sure.
Amazing kids, pretty great parents,
Yeah,
a great community that
Sure.
centers itself around the school district. So, I've had a lot of really great experience. So people will say, well, why? But after that long and being a superintendent about 10 years, almost a decade, I've been craving a new challenge.
Sure.
And just kind of looking to continue to lead, but to do it in a related way, but maybe something unique and different. And that's kind of bold for someone who is in, public education, that most people just stay till they retire.
Sure.
And I could do that, and I could have done that. And
Right.
it would have been great. I'm leading a great school district, but I just knew over the past year or so, been having some conversations with just people in the community I trust, and looking for, is there something different in the Toledo area? I didn't want to move away. I have 3 kids,
Yeah.
one who's a student, going to be a junior at Ottawa Hills High School and is thriving there, and a son who plays college football at Toledo, at the University of Toledo. So, we're local. Kate and I aren't going anywhere.
Yeah.
And then, a couple months ago, this opportunity, someone mentioned it to me, and once I started looking into it and thinking, wow, you know what? Public education and public media
Yeah.
are fueled really by the same thing.
Right.
A belief in a connected, educated community. And it really kind of matches what I've done for 26 years, but with a little bit of a new twist that kind of would meet that need of wanting that new challenge. And so I kind of dove into the mix. And once I started learning about what WGTE needed the most in a new leader, and then started meeting the board members and the staff here at WGTE, who are phenomenal and so talented, the more and more excited I got about it. It was a big process, and the station did a great job looking at many wonderful candidates. And then when the offer came, I just knew it felt right.
I think it's so admirable to, be so successful in your career, really at the pinnacle of your career, and have these feelings like maybe I want something else. Because as you say, it would be easy just to stay.
It would be.
To stay doing that.
But
What's
the kids don't benefit from someone whose heart is
Right.
being pulled, right?
Right.
So I guess if the jump to a new role isn't a total about face, to your point, and that was well articulated.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, Dr. Fineski, you are closing down at least one portion of your career. If you could have it described in a way that would be perfect to you, how would you want your career as an educator to be described?
I would want to be looked at as a leader who is collaborative and believes that everyone has a voice at the table when it comes to making decisions for kids. Everyone should be involved. One of the most proudest accomplishments that we did in my tenure in Ottawa Hills was created a brand new strategic plan for the district. And that plan was created with a totally flipped model. Usually you hire a company, you kind of start at the top, and the superintendent drives things with the board. I decided to do a total different approach in Ottawa Hills and let the community drive the plan. I chose 3 very influential community volunteers to run a team of community members. I took a step back. I was at the table, but the community got to decide what the future of Otto Hills is going to look like. This was back in 2022. It's almost at its 5th year coming up. It's a 5-year strategic plan. And so I think making leaving that mark that people knew me as a leader, as someone that you could come into my office anytime. The door was always open. I was always at everything. So
yes, you were.
And I come approach me, ask me anything. And it was not just with the adults, but with the kids. And I'll tell you, I will miss that interaction with kids every day. That is huge, and especially in Ottawa Hills, where I could pretty much know every kid's name.
That's right.
I mean, I would walk down the hall and know the kids.
And you had multiple siblings. And
right.
Sure.
And there's so many families. In Sylvania, it was a little more challenging because there's 8,000 kids. I still was that same piece there. That's who I was. It was the guy who could do the fist bump, sit down at the table, let you give your opinion, and a lot of times that opinion mattered in a sense that it affected the decision I had to make. And that, from kids to teachers to parents to my administrative team, I think that's the biggest legacy I hope I've left.
Public education, I'm sorry, Kevin, public education and public media are also similar in that they both have funding challenges.
Correct. Yeah.
And attacks, really, as it relates to the merits of their public funding.
Right.
So what's your sort of belief in that? I know that this station, in part, the reason that we're sitting at this table is a commitment to local and a commitment to local voices. What is your plan around that, and your thoughts in general about the funding challenges ahead of WGTE?
Right. So fortunately or unfortunately, I've had a lot of experience in what you just said.
Well, market is on.
What's that?
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate, right. With state funding cuts and a constant criticism of public education and superintendents, really, of never being right. When we ask for a levy, why? You should not do this. You should cut this.
Right.
I mean, there's always constant criticism coming at you nonstop. I've grown a spine bigger than I ever thought I would get as a superintendent. So, I think those experiences I'll be able to bring here. I think with that background, we've had to get creative in public education in Ottawa Hills and Sylvania, whether it's starting a foundation, looking at funding through grants in many different ways than we've ever had to before. A lot of those things I hope to bring to the table here. I have some deep regional roots here and connections with my experiences sitting on multiple boards at the universities, ProMedica, many other things in the community. I hope to tap into a lot of those resources and say, hey, we need you. What can we do for you? What can WGTE do for you? To be part of your world. And I think there's opportunities with my connections and roots in the community to be able to target some of those things.
Absolutely.
And to be able to help us with those challenges. I mean, that cut that came from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, I mean, that's huge. That's out there. It's real. We know it's at the table. That was a big part of my interview process. I hope you're aware.
Yes.
We just lost 20% of our budget.
Right.
I was. And I've had that happen in the past to me.
Right.
You have to get creative. You pull your team to the table, you get the right people at the table and listen before you attack, and success can come. So I hope to bring that here.
Talk to us more about your vision for WGTE moving forward.
Yeah, I think we're approaching the 75th anniversary. What a great time to start kind of new leadership, new planning. So really, I think we need to get back to, as an organization, get back to why. What's our why? I think everybody kind of has whys here and thinks what they do is great, but can we get back to maybe a consensus why as we head into that 75th year? What a great opportunity to bring the team together, bring the community in, bring sponsors, partners in, and help us define the new why of WGTE. So I think you'll see that'll be a big part of our first 3 months. I'm inspired by a book called Start With Why by Simon Sinek. It's probably my favorite leadership book ever. I talked a lot about it in my interview process. Every employee in this building is going to get a copy of that book, and we're going to do kind of a shared read together and really see how everything we do, everybody we talk to, starts to define that why. You'll see probably in the first 5 to 6 months a new strategic plan process starting here. The strategic plan in place here is quite old, to be honest. It needs updated, it needs reset. That's work that I've done before and used models that work. So I plan to bring a lot of that experience to the table here, probably within the first 5 or 6 months. We're gonna get going.
Get busy.
So you mentioned in I guess the former career is something we should have to get comfortable saying, right?
I know.
That still feels strange to you,
Yeah.
but you mentioned the people portion of it, from families to kids to faculty, the administrators. Talk a little bit about the part of the structure that you enjoy. You just talked glowingly about strategic planning on multiple fronts, but that means that you have to like part of the meat and potatoes of how agencies, organizations operate. What's your favorite part of that?
You know, I think, and I've learned quite a bit about WGTE and the structure here just through the interview process, and I have so much more to learn and plan on really spending time, and the staff heard that loud and clear. There's going to be a lot of listening and learning from me as I come in to the door to make sure that I understand how things are happening here and what's working. And I think the biggest part I like is the teamwork aspect of the structure. That's huge to me. There isn't me sitting at a desk making decisions all day. That's just not who I am. This station will see me out and about around the building. This station will see me out and about around the community, whether it's at Toledo Rotary, at Toledo Chamber, Sylvania Chamber, Maumee Chamber, two of the strongest chamber of commerces growing right now in our area, along with Toledo. These organizations have to see the face of WGTE a lot moving forward if our plan, if our changes, if our goals are going to work. And that's going to be a big part of my leadership.
I think that sounds amazing. We haven't talked about who the family member of one of the clues is.
Yeah.
The family member that was on the show, that's your wife, Kate, who is the executive director of the National Great Lakes Museum, who we had on the show and was absolutely delightful. Tell us a little bit more about your family. Your two kids are local. You have a high schooler and a college kid. So what kind of things do you guys like to do? Do you have extended family in the area?
It's three. Yeah.
Okay.
I just talked about two. But
okay.
So Kate and I met back in college. We were introduced by a mutual friend, and we've been together at the University of Toledo. That was back in the 90s, and we got married in 2000. It's actually our 26th wedding anniversary today, of all days. So
that's why we did the show.
Yeah, right.
Come on out, Kate.
As I'm pulling out the driveway, waving to her.
Exactly.
She's out walking the dog.
Right.
She's giving you the bird.
Right.
That's how you know it's working.
So we have decided when we got married to stay in Toledo. I got hired in Sylvania as a teacher. She was working at Hart Associates then as a graphic designer. And then once we started having children, she stayed home, and we really worked hard to make things work. I delivered newspapers in the early morning when the Blade was delivered every day as a teacher. I would get up at 4:30 in the morning and deliver papers, and that was our spending money. We lived on my teaching income. And then we just, obviously we just fell in love with this area. I've always been in love with it. I've been here my whole life. Kate wasn't from here, but just immediately we fell in love with the community, all the things that you can do with kids. And we knew we wanted to raise our kids in Sylvania, in the Toledo area. So we have 3 kids. My oldest, Elizabeth, is 23, and she graduated from UT last year. She is now working in Indianapolis at USA Track and Field, the world headquarters, as a lead content specialist. So she plans the USA Track and Field meets all over the country and gets to travel and set up the meets, run the logistics. They're all gearing up for the 2028 Olympics, which she'll be part of. So she is so excited and has a great job, lives in downtown Indy, loves it. My second kid, Andrew, is at the University of Toledo, business major, going to be a junior. He's also on the University of Toledo football team.
What position?
Safety.
All right.
Special teams, and he's just loving it. What a great program. What a great place for him. Mike Jacobs is unbelievable.
He's been on
Ottawa
the show.
Hills family now. They moved to the Village. What a great guy. It's been a great change. Candle was awesome, but Jacobs coming, everybody was nervous, but it's been a good fit. And then I got my little guy, who's not really that little. He's going to be a junior at Ottawa Hills. He's going to be the quarterback on the football team this year, and is very involved in the theater programs there.
And now that you're not superintendent, he has free reign to do whatever he wants.
Kind of excited about that. It's weird. When I told him, I was like, "Are you okay with it?" He's like, "Yeah, Dad, I think I'm okay with it."
Let's get your stuff out of there right now.
Can I get you out? So
all right, we have a few minutes.
All right,
I know you're running.
Buckle up. It's now time for
Gretchen's Wacky Quiz. The last one.
The final one. I'm going to ask 4 rapid fire questions. Gretchen's asking you to describe Toledo in one word, and you and Matt will list the 9 best things in Toledo. That is the 4-1-9. What's your favorite quote about life?
Be the change you want to see in others.
Love it.
What's the most interesting piece of trivia that you know?
About me or?
In general.
Well, a trivia about me, I was a University of Toledo cheerleader.
All right.
I could see
I like it. If you had to change your name, what would you change it to?
First name? Just first name? Ethan.
All right.
I just always love that name.
How about it?
We were thinking about naming one of our kids that. We
Ethan
never did.
Fineski is a good name.
Ethan. I just
Yeah.
thought, oh,
That's a good
it's
one.
a great name.
That's a great name.
I'm going to text Kate. Time for another call. If you won the lottery, what's the first thing you'd buy?
A pair of jet skis. I love water sports
Yeah.
and love jet skiing. Kate, I keep telling Kate, we gotta get jet skis. No, we're not buying jet skis. I really want jet skis.
You
It
should
be
get
the
them and
first thing.
attach them
I
to
know
the
that doesn't
Museum of
sound-
the Great Lakes and
Right,
just have them
right there at the
there.
docks.
That's
That's
right.
right.
Tour. Yeah.
Yeah, a pair
What's
of jet
Have it
skis.
be branded.
What's the one word you would use to describe the city of Toledo or the region?
Tenacious.
Love it.
Okay, great.
All right, brother. You and me for now.
All right,
Let's
here we
do
go.
this. Let's do it. Fire away.
All right, the 9 best things about Toledo.
Yep.
Or region.
Yeah, the region. School systems in the area.
Love it.
They're just phenomenal.
Yep, agreed.
Metro parks, man.
Yeah,
I
thank
gotta
you.
say that. I
Yeah.
mean, we spent a lot of time
I
in
know, I see
Wildwood.
it
And,
walking.
we just
Contractually, yeah.
love it. Downtown. I have to say, or get in trouble, the National Museum
I was going
of
to
the Great
say,
Lakes.
yeah, I'm going to put that ahead of Metro
I
Parks
mean, that
on the
place
list.
is the coolest place ever.
It
if you
is.
haven't been there.
It is a great
It's just
place.
great. I would say the library system.
Yes.
Our kids grew up going there, and just they still do and love it so much. The next would be the University of Toledo.
Yep.
Yep.
Kate and I are grads. We've got a daughter grad, a son there. Who knows if the third will end up there?
Yep.
It's big. I would say the local restaurant scene.
Yes. Do you have a favorite?
You know, we're Mexican.
Okay.
Anywhere Mexican is great.
All right. I'm going to
I
give
didn't
you
realize
2 for that.
Fineski was Mexican.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Ethan would be.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
these are so many great places
Yes,
in town
there
to
is.
go.
Yeah, 2
Where
left.
am I at? Oh,
Yeah,
is that 7?
only 2 left.
Okay, let's see. I would just say the neighborhoods. You know,
Yeah.
just the neighborhoods that you can live in, whether you're in Old Orchard, Ottawa Hills, Sylvania, Perrysburg. There's so many great places
Yep.
to live here and raise a family and do it affordably. Too.
Yes, that's right.
Adam, I can't think of what the last one might
I know.
be.
Well, you know,
Maybe.
Kevin, you are right, because I will tell you, my favorite thing is WGTE Public Media.
Nice.
It's got to be.
It's gotta
I mean,
be.
it's a pillar in the community.
Yes, it
It's
is.
been for almost 75
That's right.
years. And now to see the things that are evolving here, including your show. I know today's the last show of your first season. Hopefully there'll be many more seasons to come. You guys are awesome.
Dr. Adam Fineski, congratulations, new president and CEO of WGTE.
Thank you.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll wrap up this final episode of season 1 of the 419, powered by WGTE.
Every day when you're walking
You
down
laughed
the
with
street.
us. You learned with us.
Hi, neighbor.
We made sure
we're
your
together
childhood
again.
was special. Memories that could only be provided by PBS. For generations, we've given you programs that made a difference. Programs that entertained, informed, and inspired. And today is no different. This is WGTE Public Media in Toledo. It's where you belong.
Welcome back into the 419 as we wrap up our final episode of season 1. We've listed a bunch of names of folks that helped make this thing possible. As we've talked about, public media is indeed public media. And so every single person watching, listening, participating in the show, liking something on social media, sharing a post, commenting on something, every single one of you is a part of making this show great and making our community better. Huge thanks to our sponsors, Witro Wealth Management, WorkSpring, Tarda, Toledo Refining Company, Destination Toledo, and the Toledo Community Foundation. If you missed any part of today's show, you can catch it 7 a.m. on YouTube, 3 p.m. on FM 91, or 6 p.m. on WGT Connects Channel 30.4. Of course, online 24/7, WGTE.org/the419. We're going to take a break for the summer. We'll be back in the fall. In the meantime, you'll get the best of the 419 here on WGTE. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Thanks to you guys as well.
Thank you,
The
Kevin.
419, powered by WGTE, presented by Witro Wealth Management.
Thanks for nothing, Gretchen.
The 419, powered by WGTE, is made possible in part by supporters like you.